All right, next we have Iowa State. Their over/under is set at 9.5. To me, this line is absolutely perfect. I did the math and came up with 9.5 wins. So this is a tough one. They do return almost everyone from their 9-3 team last year, including Brock Purdy, the quarterback, Brees Hall, who's one of the top running backs in the country, Charlie Kohler, one of the top tight ends in the country. Just a really good team. Matt Campbell, we've talked about him. He's a really good coach. This is not a team that wins with overwhelming talent, um, but they have talent and they develop talent. That's kind of the key. They are amazing at developing great schemes. John Heacock is a really good defensive coordinator. Teams like Clemson, Notre Dame like to copy what they do just because they do something unique with their defense and that's really one thing that sets them apart, I think, from the rest of the Big 12 is they have played defense historically under Matt Campbell. So do you think that they can go over 9.5 this year?
I do. I do. I think I really for me the only game that I don't think that they will win is Oklahoma. Is the game against Oklahoma? I think every other game is a winnable game for them, and a game they will probably be favored in. The Texas game, possible trip up game there for them, who may really kind of in the back half of the season, Texas really may find themselves humming under under Coach Sarkisian. But no, yeah, we both love Matt Campbell. That's obvious. The Matt Campbell love. We are a Matt Campbell podcast. We're big Matt Campbell guys. Brock Purdy, Brees Hall, Charlie Cole. That's kind of their big trio on offense, where all their production is, or almost all of it comes from. Their offensive line. They have legitimately too many good offensive linemen. They can't start them all. Like they have seven or eight really, really good offensive linemen. So yeah, they're not going to just overwhelm you with skill position players, even though they do have some. It's fundamental. It's smart, and they kind of compact the game a little bit. They play to their strengths, and they do an excellent job at playing to their strengths. So it's an over for me. For them at 9.5, I think they could go 10-2, possibly 11-1. I think either one of those is more likely than 9-3 for Iowa State. So, yep, hitting the over there, fairly confident in that bet. I have them going to the Big 12 championship again, losing to Oklahoma, but they are the second best team in the Big 12 for me.
Yeah, they might be. I went back and forth in this one. I'm actually going to go in the under because just because history is not really on their side. It does seem like they lose one game every year that they probably shouldn't. They lost to Louisiana last year, and last year was maybe the best team they've ever had. Not saying that Louisiana is a bad team. I mean, Louisiana is a very good team. But if you're a legitimate top 10 team, I expect you to win those games. And it does seem like they usually lose one or two games and it's hard to say that they shouldn't because they're Iowa State, but they've never beaten Iowa under Matt Campbell. Iowa's back on the schedule this year. And maybe the main thing that this comes down to is just them or Texas. I'm higher on Texas this year than I probably should be. So I'm on the under on Iowa State, but not super confident in it.